Okay. So right now we're on our dashboard. We can see all the different reviews and libraries that we're working on. Now, if I want to connect my LibKey, if obviously your university's library subscribes to LibKey, which is primarily intended for getting very efficient full text article access to the papers from journals in which the publishers your library subscribes to. What I'm going to do is head over to integrations. There are two main integrations we have in onboarding up front, connecting Zotero and connecting LibKey. Connecting LibKey is extremely simple. I'm going to use the university I teach at, which is George Washington, save changes, and it is that simple. The reason it's that simple is because we actually can ensure on the back end that we are routing users to the web pages for their library. So actually anyone can plug that in, but if you don't actually have access, you won't be able to get those full text articles. So I'm going to head back to my dashboard and show you an example, jump into kind of a random review that I was working on. And there are really a few places in which the LibKey integration shows up. You can also, as always, do all this through the agent as well. So you can ask, how can I use LibKey in my review, etc. There are a couple ways in which it shows up. First one is under enrichment. So as we all know, you add papers, you get all sorts of enriched metadata, but those are, for the most part, the enriched metadata that are kind of default. So journal, citation count, DOIs, these things are default citation data in your library. Enrichments, you can add 60 other fields. You create custom enrichments, as we cover in other videos. What I'm going to do here is maybe add a specific LibKey integration menu field. So this is the LibKey integration. What we can do is add, say, retraction notice and check to see, obviously, if there are any retraction notices in my library. Now, importantly, this works primarily for papers with DOIs, but I just wanted to cover, as you go through, you'll notice no retraction notices here. There are, I believe, about a dozen similar LibKey fields that you can select from, but this is probably the most popular one. So that's the first place in which your LibKey integration shows up. And then there's a few others. The other major one, though, is if you navigate to Tools, which I have, and you either jump into or pin the screening tool, which is pretty basic title and abstract screening mode. What you'll notice is for the papers that don't have full text articles, right here is where we actually provide the LibKey integration. So again, if your library subscribes to the journal in which this article was published, you can use your LibKey integration, press PDF access, and it'll bring you with a kind of single sign-on authentication method. It'll bring you to that paper. So this gives you that one-click access that you're looking for. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and re-import this into Moara so that you can make annotations and use the full text as well. So that's exactly what I did, brought it back into Moara, and now I can use it throughout my review. For instance, I just added this one so it shows up under annotations. I can make highlights, etc. So those are the two main ways in which the LibKey integration shows up in Moara.